morning, good morning. We'll be getting started in a few minutes. If you're joining us live, please go ahead and let us know where you are joining us from and what the temperature is. Good morning, Nikkei. It is 68 degrees in Massanutten. Awesome. We'll be getting started in just a moment, folks. Please, if you have not already subscribed to our channel, please subscribe and be sure to ring the bell so that you can get notifications when we go live. Once again, good morning, everybody. We'll be getting started in about 2 minutes. Please post in the chat, in the comments, where you're joining us from and what the weather is in your neck of the woods. Once again, welcome to Breakfast with the Brooks. We'll be getting started live in about 2 minutes. Please share this out. Share this out to your friends and family. And once again, if you have not subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and be sure to ring the bell so that you can get notifications. Thank you. And we'll be with you live in about a minute and a half. Thanks.
Great morning, everybody. Great morning, everybody. I'll push this back over here. Good morning, everybody. Y'all do me a favor, share this out to everybody. We're going to go down in about 1 minute.
It's 72 degrees in Percyville, thanks, Teresa, and with rain showers.
Oh, yeah.
All right, and
good morning, guys. Good morning. We're super excited.
Nikkei went away to the mountains without us.
She didn't invite us?
She didn't invite us. She's up in Massanutten.
Massanutten? That's where we went on our honeymoon.
Yes, honeymoon number 1.
Yeah, we did. We had 2 honeymoons.
Yes.
And yeah, that was up. That's what's up. 30 seconds, guys. 30 seconds. Share this out to some friends. We're going to go live in about 30 seconds talking about intimacy today, guys. It's going to be fun. I promise you. Hey.
What is that?
Hey. It's just me feeling excited, I guess.
You feeling excited?
Hey.
All right, guys. Once again, we'll be getting started in just a few seconds.
Yeah.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Welcome to Breakfast with the Brooks. It is a pleasure to be with you guys this morning. And if you have not already subscribed to our channel, please subscribe and be sure to ring the bell so that you can get notifications.
Yep.
And as always, on a Saturday morning, we want to ask you guys to please post in the comments where you're joining us from and what the weather is in your neck of the woods.
Yep.
And Jack says hi to Teresa. He's back in his playpen.
Yeah.
He's relaxing this morning.
Yeah. Let's keep him relaxed because once he gets turned up, it's a problem. Great morning, everybody. So listen, if you guys are just jumping on, if this is your very first time, welcome to Breakfast with the Brookses. My name is Glenn P. Brooks Jr. I'm an author, I'm a speaker, I'm a coach. This lovely light-skinned lady who's a little washed out this morning because of the lights.
You got a little too much light. I'm Sheri Brooks Jr., author, speaker, and relationship coach, and it's great to be with you guys this morning. If this is your first time joining us, as we stated, we are relationship coaches, and every Saturday morning we come here on Breakfast with the Brooks and talk about relationship issues.
Yep.
Things dealing with issues. Any type of relationship issues, whether it's couples relationship issues, parenting relationship issues, even just as singles being able to better understand relationships when you're dating and just relationships in general, because the truth of the matter is everybody that we encounter, there's some level of relationship, and oftentimes we do not have the correct skills to be able to effectively function in relationships. And so we talk about those topics. We try to provide you guys with some insight and some tools to be able to help you better communicate in your relationships. We have been married. We've been married
21 years in a row.
21 years in a row. I was married twice before Glenn, and he was married once before me. And so we have a wealth of experience,
to say the least.
unfortunately. And so that is why we come.
That's not unfortunate. It's kind of fortunate.
Well, yeah,
it's unfortunate that it had to come by
the way that it came
of divorces.
Right. Yes, it's fortunate that we're together.
But it is fortunate that we're together. I mean, don't play with me. Don't play with me.
And so we will be getting ready to go live in just a second. We're going to give you guys time to please share this out. And once again, if you are new to our channel, please subscribe and be sure to ring the bell.
Going to do the next thing?
Yes.
Okay,
and
let's
we will be back in about 10-15 seconds. All right, you guys go ahead and share this out, and we will be getting into our content today. Once again, welcome guys. Welcome you to Breakfast with the Brooks. We will be coming on live in just a second. Want to remind you, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and be sure to ring the bell. And please share this out. And today we will be talking about intimacy.
That is a subject that right now I think that most people think that they understand, babe. Intimacy. When I say intimacy, you say, put it in the chat. When I say intimacy, you say, put it in the chat, guys. I want y'all to start this dialogue. We're going to have a conversation this morning. We're not going to unpack everything that we have. We realize that the things that we talk about, I want to be able to get into. So we're going to be a several part series. I'll put it that way. And so today we're going to break down the subject of intimacy. Babe, there are 4 types of intimacy that if people don't know about, they won't grow it. They won't intentionally lean into it. And I think that unfortunately most people don't understand what real intimacy looks like. And then when we talk about that, we're going to talk about it in context to these 4 different areas. So Mashawn says closeness. Teresa said loved. I want you to do me a favor, guys. Put it in the chat. When I say intimacy, before we start defining it yet, I want you to tell me what you think it is.
What do you think intimacy is?
Well, I don't want to tip my hand quite yet, babe.
Okay,
but
before, what did you used to think intimacy was?
Well, let me tell you what I just knew intimacy was. Intimacy always involves something physical as far as I was concerned.
Yeah, I would say when I was younger, I would have thought intimacy was sex.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I believed it was, growing up, not growing up as a child, but as a young adult.
Yeah, because that would have been nasty. Like what?
Yeah, as a young
what? As they say, wet.
As a young adult, even in my first and second marriage, I believed that intimacy was sex. It meant sexual intimacy. I didn't know that there was any other real intimacy, and that also has to
on my shirt.
Deal with where I my upbringing, the way that I was raised, and so that influences that. And so Nikkei says trust. Yep. And she also says closeness on a different
level. So guys, today we're going to talk a little bit about that. I'm going to shout out some people. I don't know if I got some people here that haven't been here. Faith Hawkins, good to see you.
Good morning. I think
it's been a while since I noticed
haven't seen Mashawn in a while.
Yep. Janelle Youngblood is there. Good to see you, Janelle. From Richmond, great to see everybody. I know Sheri has probably had a chance to shout some of you guys out, but it's good to see you. Tawana, thanks for showing up. Do me a favor, guys. Can y'all do me a huge favor? Go to the bottom of the screen and click and share this out. Click the link. Go over to Facebook or wherever you got to share it out. Share this out. I want to get as many people on the call this morning as possible. This is one of those subjects as relationship coaches we find ourselves dealing with on the back end, and it's when a relationship is either imploding or exploding.
Right.
And unfortunately, that work is hard to do when you're in a situation where your back is up against the wall.
Right, and I think that comes from people just really not understanding what true intimacy is. And we get into relationships based on our likes. We get in relationships based on sexual attraction. Yeah. But we never really do the work to develop a true level of intimacy.
Got it.
And it's that true level of intimacy that I've found that is best developed actually in friendships. If you can evaluate some of your closest friendships, there's a level of intimacy that you have with those people that should transfer to all of your relationships, especially if you're in a marriage or in a committed relationships, any type of relationship. But that type of intimacy should transfer to that.
It should.
Even when you think about with your children, there should be a level of intimacy, not just a level of knowing.
Right.
And I think a lot of people, it's just a level of knowing and you're just comfortable, but there's no real true intimacy.
So today, guys, I want to just jump in. There are 4 different, hey, what's going on? Epps Life for show.
Good morning. That's Nikita.
That's Lakita. Okay.
Good
I just wanted to make sure. Yeah. Because, Dominic says something different. Great morning, guys. So if you're ready for this content, put ready in the chat. If you're ready for this content, put ready in the chat. If you're ready for this content, put ready in the chat.
I want to read the definition. That's why I'm a little antsy.
You're a little antsy?
I'm a little antsy.
Okay. Well, I want to go ahead and go to the definition for sure. We asked the question, for those of you guys who are just jumping on, welcome. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We just went over 600 subscribers.
Yay.
Thank you. Trying to get ourselves... Huh?
I should have did the sound effects.
You should have, but we can do it again later. Yeah. So we want to get to 1,000, because it's not until you get to 1,000 people on YouTube that they allow you to broadcast live from your phone. And once they do that, it's going to be a problem, because now we'll be able to get out and about and not necessarily have to worry about being on Wi-Fi in order to be able to do that. So, babe, I want to break this down a little bit, huh?
We got a couple of
readies. Let's get it.
So you want me to go ahead and read the definition?
Yeah, go ahead and read the definition.
So the definition is this Webster's. Okay, according to Webster's Merriam Dictionary, the definition of intimacy is the state of being intimate. It's a close, familiar, and usually affectionate or loving personal relationship with another person or group.
I want you to stop right there.
Okay.
Say it again.
It's a state of being intimate, which is a close, familiar, and usually affectionate or loving personal relationship with another person or group.
What I want to do, guys, is I want to break down based on these 4 different kinds of intimacy. Today, we're going to talk about emotional intimacy. Emotional intimacy. Put that in the chat. That is one of the 4 kinds of intimacy. I was reading some articles, doing some research this past week, and one of the things that I'm reading and realizing is that when people don't know or not aware of these different levels or these different kinds of intimacy, what they'll do is they'll default to one, or they just will not lean in and develop the other. Emotional intimacy is probably one of the most critical things that anybody can do to effectively grow their relationship. And the reason why is because it's about feeling. It's about feeling. And I know for men, typically speaking, most of us are not growing up being taught how to be emotionally connected to anything other than sports, things that are hard charging, our jobs. We may get emotionally connected to what we do, but it's not so much when it comes to relationships. And when we don't know how to even show that. And so today I want to talk a little bit about how to actually bolster or boost your emotional intimacy. When you and I got together, I remember clearly being in a place of vulnerability and feeling weird because I had never really embraced that before. In other words, for me, it was something that was very intentional that I was doing to reveal myself to you in terms of how I really felt, because I grew up pleasing people in order to feel good about me.
Right.
And so I was not used to telling people the truth.
Gotcha.
I was not used to telling people how I really felt in the moment. I would wait. I was super passive aggressive. And so I was the kind of cat that you would pick up something's wrong, but as soon as you ask, it's like nothing, because I couldn't hide my feelings per se, because I've always been a flamingo, and that temperament doesn't hide feelings well, but I couldn't give voice to it. I couldn't tell you exactly what was going on with me, because I wasn't willing to get that naked or transparent with anybody. Right,
and I think
not emotionally.
It's funny.
Physically, that's another thing. We're not going to talk about that.
And it's funny that you even say that, because I think with you're one of the most emotional, in tune men that I think I've ever met. You're not afraid of your emotions. You're not afraid to express your emotions. Those of you that are in our community know that Glenn is
I'm the crying coach. She's trying to be nice.
He will express his emotions,
whether I'm angry, upset,
right, very easily.
We'll talk.
And I think that, I know, like for me, and I talked about this a little bit earlier, for me, especially emotional intimacy was always tough for me, because I grew up in an environment where intimacy was not expressed.
Yeah.
So my parents were not intimate with us. They didn't hug us. They didn't tell us they loved us. They didn't, there was no signs of PDA. There was no intimacy there. It was routine.
Yep.
My life was very routine, but there was no real connection. And so it was hard for me to develop that level of emotional intimacy where I felt safe to be able to express how I felt.
Yes.
And let another person know. It's like I always kept this mask on of, I'm okay no matter what. I'm not going to let you know how I really feel.
Yep.
And it wasn't until we got together really that I learned that it was safe to develop that level, to let somebody into my emotions, to allow you to be that close to me. Because that was a part of me that I always kept to myself.
Exactly.
And so I wouldn't be intimate with somebody. And when it came to my feelings, because I always felt like, it was me being weak. It was me not, that it was going to be looked upon negatively because I didn't grow up where that was expressed freely.
You know what's funny? I don't mean to cut you off, babe, but just early this morning, we were laying in the bed, just talking, as we always do, early on Saturdays. And he's okay.
He was messing with the gate.
He's messing with the gate.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, guys, Jackson has figured out how to get out of this place.
So if he comes running in here in the room.
So if he comes running in the room, it's because he has figured it out. So we have Jimmy rigged that bad boy to try and figure out a way to keep him in there. But as long as he's not barking, we're doing a great job. So give us a hand, or give Sheri a hand, because we done downloaded the dog training stuff and all that. So I digress. But at any rate, this morning we were laying in the bed and we were talking, and you expressed a feeling,
right,
and a fear that was associated with a feeling about some things that you were thinking about, and that wasn't normal for you when we first got married at all.
Right.
Is that, you want to go look in on him? He's
not
going to
get out. Stuck between the gate.
You want to go look in on him?
No, he's fine.
He's fine. Okay. I can hear him. He good. He can see us. He
okay.
good. He good. Y'all listen. Hey, listen. And our dog is even smarter than the average.
But yeah, so
8 months old, he shouldn't be that smart.
Right. And so there was a time when I wouldn't have expressed to you how I was feeling.
You would not.
I would not have shared that. But we've developed a level of emotional intimacy now where I feel safe to share that. And even like this morning, you shared some disheartening news with me that I didn't know, because you're on social media about Chadwick Boseman passing away yesterday.
Shout out to
the Boseman
the
fam.
Black Panther.
Yes, and
his family. Yeah, he passed away yesterday, and it was very sad.
Yes, and
if you hadn't heard, sorry.
Right, and so even in that, it connected with some other things, and I got really sad about it, but there was a time when I would not have been that vulnerable.
Not at all.
In past relationships, I would not let somebody know how I felt. I would not express my feelings. The only feeling I would express was anger.
Yep.
But other than that, you wouldn't know. I was real. You wouldn't know if I was happy. You wouldn't know if I was sad. You wouldn't know if I was upset about something. You would never know that, because I would never open up and let you in to that part of me.
Yeah. No, and I think that one of the things that, babe, that I really, and I appreciate that, because, and I'm going to talk to you guys in a minute. We're going to give you a couple of real strategic tips, some things that we've done and we've put into play over the years to help us get here. So for those of you guys who may be just jumping on, do me a favor, raise your hand, put a 1 in the chat if you're here. If you have not commented even if you have commented, if you're engaged, if you're ready for us to break this down, put a 1 in the chat or put me in the chat. I just want to make sure that I got everybody here with us because there are a lot of people that say that I saw you on Breakfast with the Brookses, and I'm like, but bruh, I never saw that you
were here, right?
Yeah, you're just one of the views. So do me a favor, at least say good morning.
Say hi.
Say hi or something. Let us know that you're here. Go
Real
ahead,
quick before you go into this, I just wanted to comment. Linda made a comment saying it's interesting. She grew up in a family also that was not emotionally intimate, and she craved it like crazy. And so when she became an adult, she gave it and received it. Now, the thing that's really weird for me was that I did that with my daughter. Because I didn't grow up in that type of environment, when I had my daughter, I showered her with love and affection. But when it came to other relationships, I did not do that. I was very emotionally intimate with her. You know, I would be, laying in bed with her. I'd be upset.
Yep.
I wouldn't necessarily tell her what I was upset about, but I allowed her to see me cry.
Yeah.
I let her in.
Yeah.
To that part of me, but I never let anybody else. And it wasn't until we got together, which was after, I had been working on myself in a number of areas, that I was able to start being vulnerable in that area.
Jessica Lewis, thank you so much for dropping your government name.
Good morning.
Shipping
Good morning.
Living. I need to know what you do for a living, Jessica, because I love that name, Shipping Living. That's what's up. That's what's up. I am here. See me.
Yes, we see you.
We see you,
Teresa.
We see you. We
Good
see
morning,
you.
Lakita.
Good morning, Kothia, all the way over from the Midwest.
Good
that
morning.
is my friend. I'm telling you right now, Kothia came on the parenting call last week for our coaching community and killed it. They absolutely loved you, Kothia. It was so great to have you there. But anyway, we're going to get into this. Couple of quick things, and then many people already put ready. We're talking about emotional intimacy, and if you want to learn how to bolster it, maybe you feel like you're dry. Maybe you feel like, you know what, I'm not there yet. I love that you guys are, but I ain't there yet. I don't know how to open up and let people in. I certainly don't know how to open up and communicate exactly how I feel. Many of us grew up with this understanding, and we've maybe heard this in our families. Closed mouths don't get fed.
Right.
Put that in the chat. Closed mouths don't get fed. Many of you guys, and I was in this place before, and that is the reason why you don't get is because you don't ask.
Right.
And when I talk about don't get and don't ask, I'm talking about in context to emotions. The reason why you don't get emotional intimacy is because you don't ask for it.
Right.
The reason why you don't give emotional intimacy is because someone in your space is not asking for it. Does that make sense? Because when people ask a question, there's always someone right there begging to give the answer. So a lot of times you're not getting what you're wanting because you don't ask for it. And you're waiting for somebody to see you when you have not told them that you're in the room. So I need you guys to understand that looks like an ask.
Right.
Okay?
Right. And that's funny. And I was just thinking about, asking, like Glenn asked those of you that are here in the room, if you haven't commented, to please comment so that we know that you're here. We can't address you, or we can't answer your questions if we don't know you're in the room.
We don't know you're here.
And so we want to know you're here because we want to be able to,
This is not the place for I'm here for the comments. No. Watch us on replay if that's the case.
Right.
Because if you're here live, then you need to interact and engage.
We want you to engage.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
So emotional intimacy, how do you bolster it? How do you boost it? Babe, one of the things that I had to learn how to do, particularly because I am very extroverted, in case y'all didn't know. So I am, they didn't know. So I'm high, what we call high lion, and then I'm also high flamingo. Which are the two extroverted animals. And no, you didn't go fly. Right. She's expressing her 40% flamingo. Y'all see how weak her wings look? She don't have big, gaping.
My wings just here.
Her wings are just right here. Anyway, you're distracting me. Your coffee is kicking in.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, I want you guys to listen to me very carefully. In order for you to get emotional intimacy, number one, and we've already talked about that, this is not one of the things I wanted to say. It just kind of came that way. You do need to ask for it.
Right.
So that is number one. Number two, you need to slow down.
What do you mean slow down?
You need to slow down. Let me give you an idea, an understanding. Let me help you out. Generally speaking, whenever you are emotional, you are wired. You are wired up. Now, anybody ever heard that term, I'm feeling some type of way?
some type of way.
I hate that term.
I'm feeling some type of way.
And the reason why is because it doesn't give me clarity.
Right. What is some
It doesn't tell me what to do. It doesn't tell me how to help you. It does. So I'm supposed to sit in a room with someone who's just feeling some type of way. As a person in relationship with you, I'm feeling really awkward right now.
Right, because I want to know what that way is. What is it that you're feeling?
What is it that you're feeling?
Are you angry? Are you upset?
And most people are not in tune enough with themselves to be able to articulate what that is. So therefore, we adopt sayings like, I'm feeling some type of way, which literally means, I don't know how I'm feeling. I'm not sure how I'm feeling. And what I will tell you is that you're going to always be stuck. Listen to me carefully. Until you slow down and you begin to slow the train down, you can't take it off the track. What do I mean when I say that? In emotional situations, when things are running high, it's hard to get your mind and mind and body around that.
Right.
So therefore, there are no actions. You're just going to be feeling a bunch of things. So I need you guys to be able to slow down. It's harder for us extroverts because we're wired up anyway. I got you, baby. Okay. I got you. I see you trying to chomp it at the bit over there. I just want to get this point out. You are so good this morning. You're so cute. And so the point I'm making is that if you can't slow down, you can't grab the issue. Right. And you can't do anything with it because you're moving way too fast to be able to put your finger on what is it that you're feeling.
Right.
Go.
Okay, so
She is so excited. Go.
I just had this example. So there's a show that's on Netflix called The Umbrella Academy.
Yes.
If you have not seen it, go watch it. But there's one of the characters on the show named Vanya, and they all have superpowers.
Yeah.
But her superpower is when she gets emotional, when she gets upset, she has this energy that just comes out and can just...
Be careful, you're going to keep hitting the microphone.
Destroy everything around her. And so that's what happens to us. When we are in our emotions, if we don't slow down and calm ourselves down and calm down enough to be able to truly recognize what we're feeling, why we're feeling it, what the issue is, we will put out this energy that can destroy everything around us.
Yes.
That can just, create...
That is a very good analogy.
That was a good analogy?
I
just visualized her in that one scene when she
rips stuff up.
Yeah.
Because she has not figured out a way to slow herself down. Now, here's what's funny. Because in that particular analogy, this character's father would keep her on sedatives as a child,
so she wouldn't wouldn't
get all emotional because he knew she didn't know how to control that her emotion. And if she got worked up, like literally the house could come crumbling down, or all kinds of hell would break loose because at that particular point she's out of control.
Right.
And that's exactly what happens when people are craving emotional intimacy. Oftentimes, things will go to out of control before it becomes in control.
Right.
Out of control looks like you done stepped out. Out of control looks like you screaming and fussing and arguing and you're cussing people out. And it's not because you're angry, it's because you're not being heard.
Right.
Does that make sense? And what I'm saying is, in other words, you are angry, but you're angry because no one hears you.
Right.
And so you're now trying to forcibly get this message out, and it's like nobody's listening.
Right. And so it's being able to slow down so that you can know what you're really feeling, so that you can express that.
Yes.
And let the other people around you know where you are, instead of saying, I'm feeling some type of way.
So we're on our way to helping you guys bolster your emotional intimacy. And what we said at the beginning, great to see you, Dominic,
morning,
is that there are 4 types of intimacy. We're going to unpack this over the next couple of weeks. And I want you guys to understand that in order for you to grow your relationships, you're going to absolutely have to learn how to intentionally grow your level of intimacy. And today we're talking about emotional intimacy. And if you want to bolster it, the number one thing you have to remember is you have to ask for what you want. And in order to do that, first, you have to slow down.
Right.
Number 2, I want you to keep it simple. Put that in the chat. Keep it simple. Put that in the chat. Keep it simple. When you slow down, you're now able to identify what you're really feeling. And I want you to keep it simple, one emotion at a time. So if I'm looking for you to be close to me, and I'm feeling like every time, like maybe I've been thinking all week long, you've been dismissive.
Right.
Okay? And Saturday morning comes, and now you hop up out the bed to go do some housework.
Right.
I could be feeling emotionally disconnected from you.
Right.
And I want to be connected to you. The tantrum looks like, babe, where you going?
Right.
Y'all hear that? Where you going? Why you all now?
You always.
Now we going back to always and never. Y'all hear that?
Which are words you want to avoid.
And so you always get, see, that's what I'm saying. All week you've been, and now I'm getting up, I'm putting on my clothes, and I'm leaving the house because emotionally I really wanted to be connected.
But all you had to say was.
But all I had to say was, and it took me to have to slow down.
Right.
Keep it simple and say, hey.
Can you come lay in the bed
Can you
with
come
me?
lay in the bed with me?
Well, I was going to go clean.
I know. But I just wanted to talk, if that's cool with you.
Okay.
Can you come lay in the bed with me?
Sure.
And so, listen, I was just thinking, remember yesterday when we was out with the kids and Shantae was talking about this, that, and the third? Mm-hmm. I was thinking, what would it look like for us to be able to bless them and be able to take the kids so that they could in fact go do that thing, because I know that they're not gonna really ask like that because they trying to handle their business. Mm-hmm. What do you think? What do you think about that?
I think that's something we could do.
Y'all hear how all I had to do was slow down,
right?
So that I could
and
I had to ask for what I wanted, meaning I want you to come stay in the bed with me, slow down, and then communicate what it is, and then I just kept it really simple. Mm-hmm. I stayed with one thing at a time. Come on,
right? And one thing I think that in relationships, when we're in relationships, we seem to have.
That's right, Teresa. Can we talk for a minute?
Oh God, I think that something that happens is that we develop this mindset that you should know.
Right.
Like our spouse, our whoever we're in relation, they're supposed to.
That's my son.
That's okay. That they can read our mind, or that they should know by my body language what if I get up and I'm slamming stuff around, they supposed to know what's wrong. No. Mm-hmm. They do not. When you get married or when you get in a relationship with a person, they do not get a magic magic ball that tells them your emotions.
You went old school when you said 8 ball.
I know.
Because that's a game that you ask the 8 ball stuff.
Right.
Go ahead on.
But that they don't get a magic ball that tells them what you're feeling or what you're thinking. Right. So unless you ask them or you tell them what it is that you're thinking, they do not know that. Mm-hmm. And so in relationships, we will move around like they should know.
Yes.
Oh, you should know. You saw that I laid in the bed this morning and you knew that I wanted you to come lay in the bed with me. No, you didn't ask me.
Right.
You didn't say that. Absolutely. Just because you were laying, I thought you were just tired. You didn't want to get up. That don't mean for me not to get up if you don't ask.
Absolutely. Jessica says something I think needs to be repeated. She says, I feel like that takes emotional intelligence sometimes. Yes. No, Jessica, you are absolutely right. Correct. And this is the first component of emotional intelligence is self-awareness, right? Mm-hmm. And then self-management. So I can't manage that which I'm not aware of.
Right.
Do y'all understand that? So I think that what most people don't understand is that they're trying to manage. Again, we go back to I'm feeling some type of way. I can't stand that term.
Or you know what I'm saying.
Oh, you know what I'm saying? Our kids,
you know what I'm saying.
Particularly my son, when we
you know what I'm saying.
Growing up, he'd be like, "Yeah, you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
No,
first of all,
you're
not
nothing.
even saying the words. You know what I mean all the way out. So certainly you haven't even given thought to it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
What,
bruh? You ain't said it yet. So of course I don't know what you mean. The point I'm making, guys, is that until you slow down, you begin to keep it simple, break it down for me, articulate what it is that you're trying to say, and then now you begin to now be able to do the third thing. And the third thing is sharing what's hard to say. Put that in the chat. Sharing what's hard to say. Let's be dead real, y'all. When it comes to emotional intimacy, many of us are afraid to say what it is that we really feel. And when you are fearful of what to put words to what you're feeling, the challenge is that you'll never do it if you're speedballing. You'll never do it if you're moving fast. You'll never do it if you keep it jumbled and it's convoluted and it's 1,500 things at one time. Pick one.
Right.
Take it out. Deal with that. Slow it down. Keep it simple. Ask for what you want. And I want you to practice that over and over and over again. When you do that, you will build a habit of being able to ask for what you want by slowing down. You're keeping it simple and you're giving one thing at a time. Now I can say the hard thing. I was upset last night when you made me the brunt of your joke. It made me feel small. It made me feel like that I was not handling my business. I did not like it, and I could cry right now just thinking about how that made me feel. Do me a favor. Don't ever put me on blast like that in front of people. If you have a problem, babe, come talk to me. I need to work on that. I get it. But it's not the place for you to share that frustration in front of our friends. That ain't cool.
Right.
Now, that didn't turn into some argument. That didn't turn into anything. I was able to express the hard thing and share that. Sheri has never done that, to my knowledge. So I'm just role playing, and I was feeling that for a second. I was getting ready to start crying for real. You get what I'm saying? I'm all emotionally connected. What the devil is my problem? I need to go get a nap or something.
It's okay. And I think that when things are hard to say because you have not practiced saying them, and people will often say it's hard for me to say something to my spouse or say something to a person because they have not developed a level of trust that they can share their emotions with a person without getting a backlash. But the only way that you develop that trust is by continuing to do it.
100%.
You have to give them an opportunity. Now, they may respond incorrectly the first time. They may respond in a way that's not appropriate the second, third, fourth, fifth time. But the more you do it, they will learn how to respond.
Absolutely.
And you'll be able to develop that trust. But if you just like, I ain't sharing nothing because
that's it. No,
I'm just not going to say nothing. You never give them the opportunity to gain your trust in that area. And so therefore, once you gain that trust, it's not hard anymore to share that.
Correct.
The reason why it's hard is because you don't trust that what you're going to share is going to be received and that their response is going to be a response that's affirmative.
Correct. Linda, you got it right, sweetie. Closed mouths don't get fed. And I think that too many people are frustrated in relationships because they've not learned, and that's a skill, how to open their mouths and articulate what it is that they have to say. And if you want to learn things like that, maybe you're saying, I am deficient.
Right, I don't know how to do this.
Come join us in the MAPS Relationship Academy. That's the kind of stuff that we help people do all the time. Build up the skills that it takes to do that. So a lot of what we're talking about today is just purely surface. We get a lot deeper than this, but now we're doing it with your very specific situation. Go to GlennPBrooksJr.com. It's right there on your screen. Sign up for a free discovery session. And if you're a fit, we'd love to have you come join us in the MAPS Relationship Academy, where we get the opportunity to work with couples on Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock, parents on Tuesday nights at 8:30. We got men on Wednesday nights. When does the women meet?
The coupled women's meet on Monday nights at 7 p.m. The singles meet on
Single women.
Singles meet on Thursday at 7
Oh,
p.m. And the single ladies
co-ed singles
meet
on
every other. And for the Mondays for the married ladies is every other week. The single ladies meet every other Thursday at 8:30.
After we do our singles group coaching call.
On Friday we do nothing.
Friday is date night, and then Saturday we're here. So clearly every night of the week we're doing something to add value. And so that MAPS Relationship Academy, if you're a part of the MAPS Relationship Academy, do me a favor, put hashtag MAPS Rocks in the chat. If you're a part of the MAPS Relationship Academy, do me a favor, put in the chat hashtag MAPS Rocks, because I promise you guys, we get work in. And whatever Linda talking about.
Introvert. Introvert where?
Where? Introverted what? You came out the womb extroverted talking about, hey.
I'm here.
I was here. Y'all ready? Because this get ready to be a ride. Like the rest of my life type ready. Listen, guys, we're going to get out of here for today. Next week, we're going to pick up where we left off. There are 4 different
types
of intimacy. And I want you guys to show up next week. Invite some friends. Can y'all do us a favor and share this out to as many people as possible? I know most of you guys already do it. Hey, what's up, Imani? Good to see you. Thanks for jumping in. I appreciate it. Imani has been rocking with us for years, man. Sharing stuff. Just, you know, that's our Philly sister.
Right.
She be killing it up there, boy. I'm telling you.
Right. And for any of you guys that are new to our channel, please subscribe. And make sure that you ring the bell so that you can get notifications when we go live.
You can ring my bell. Ring my bell. My bell. Ring the
Ling.
Woo. No.
I let him have coffee this morning. This is what I get.
Oh, my.
So, want to thank you guys again for joining.
I gotta go back to my playpen.
Thank you guys for joining us again this morning for Breakfast with the Brooks. Hope to see you again next Saturday. And as always, we all need some help. Y'all have a great Saturday.
We'll talk soon.